Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're stepping into a really heartening story. It's shared by someone known as Zoran the Dragon.
Hey, yeah, forget the dragon part for a second.
Right, because this story is actually about a real person, Christiane Pearson, and, well, the amazing way she seemed to connect with everyone around her.
Exactly. What we're digging into here is kind of a shortcut to understanding some pretty big ideas.
Like,
What really makes a community tick, the resilience we all have inside us, and even surprisingly, a bit about numerology.
all through the story of this one neighbor, Christiane.
Precisely.
So our source is this personal reflection, right?
Right.
And it really focuses on Christiane's role in her neighborhood.
Especially her Christmas parties, which sound legendary.
Totally. And also her spiritual beliefs tied to a teacher named Mafu and how she shared numerology insights. Okay, let's get into it.
Well, right off the bat, the narrative paints Christiane as like the absolute heart of her neighborhood.
Yeah, it really emphasizes her kindness, her generosity.
It wasn't just superficial politeness, It sounds like this genuine warmth people really felt.
And those Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Wow. They
Yeah.
sound like they weren't just, average holiday things. They became this real hub for the community, a source of actual joy.
The reflection points out she deliberately created this space where, like, different age groups mixed.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Kids playing, grandparents chatting. It fostered this sense of belonging that went beyond just individual families.
That mixing sounds like a key insight, actually. Building real community bonds.
It seems like it.
And that welcoming vibe wasn't just for Christmas, right? Her home was apparently open a lot.
Yeah, the generosity wasn't just for show or special occasions.
And this seems pretty deeply connected to her spiritual side.
Right. For, over 37 years, she was devoted to the teachings of Mafu.
A spiritual teacher focused on love, unity, expanding consciousness, those sorts of principles.
Makes you wonder how that shaped her day-to-day interactions, doesn't it? Her whole outlook.
Well, and interestingly, the source mentions meditation was a core practice for her.
Okay.
Like an anchor, a way to stay calm and connected through everything.
That probably contributed to that feeling people got from her, that welcoming presence.
I'd imagine so.
Then the reflection kind of zooms in on one of those parties. There's this really nice personal memory.
Oh, yeah.
The narrator remembers Christiane greeting them, really
Yeah.
simply, but heartfelt, just saying, "I'm so glad you're here."
Wow. It's small, but yeah, speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It really does.
And it hits on that idea of presence. The narrative highlights how just giving your full attention, being there with someone, maybe that's the biggest gift.
It's a good reminder for all of us rushing around.
Definitely.
You can almost smell the pine needles, can't you?
Yeah.
The decorations.
Yeah. Yeah, the sounds of laughter. Those details really bring it to life.
For sure. The sound of a community just enjoying being together.
So building on that connection, the story then takes this interesting detour into numerology.
Right. Christine apparently shared her knowledge about it.
Yeah, this idea that numbers have like specific vibrations or meanings.
And you can use them to get insights into life, your path, that sort of thing.
Exactly. And Christian's passion for it was, well, infectious, apparently.
Yeah, the narrator got really curious.
And importantly, it wasn't just passive curiosity. Christian's sharing actually inspired the narrator to start exploring it actively.
Making charts and everything based on what she taught him.
It's a great example of mentorship, isn't it? How one person's interest can spark something totally new for someone else.
It's described as a journey of discovery, a new lens for seeing things.
All from her just being willing to share what she knew shows
Yeah.
that ripple effect in a community. Then the story shifts again to something the author calls a Christmas miracle anecdote.
Not like a supernatural thing, though.
No, more about perspective, inner strength. It happened during one of the parties.
Okay, so people were sharing some challenges, some tough stuff they were going through.
Seems like it. And Christiane, with that sort of calm presence we talked about, she just listened, really listened.
Right.
And then apparently she shared her own story about overcoming something similar.
So vulnerability, not just advice.
Exactly. Sharing her own journey, the hardship, it created this real connection, wisdom from lived experience.
And out of that came this really powerful message.
Yeah.
Life is like a Christmas miracle. It's messy, it's unpredictable, but it's also beautiful.
That really resonates. Very hopeful.
Totally.
And the takeaways from that moment are pretty profound. Embracing the mess, appreciating the good moments.
Learning from the tough times.
Right, recognizing your own resilience and just how important community is for getting through it all.
And the reflection doesn't just leave you there thinking about it. It actually gives you something practical,
Oh yeah, that
a
exercise.
step-by-step thing
Yeah.
to help you cultivate that miracle of life view.
Yeah, it's interesting. Find a quiet spot, breathe, center yourself.
And to think about a challenge, current one, past one.
Yeah, right. And the key step is to try and reframe it. Visualize it as that Christmas miracle. Messy, sure, but with potential beauty or growth in it.
It's about actively shifting your perspective, isn't it? Not just putting up with things.
Exactly. That active reframing is usually way more effective for building real resilience long term.
And then you repeat that affirmation. I embrace the mess of life. I savor every moment. I learn from every experience.
Yeah, the idea is it helps you carry that perspective, that resilience forward.
Simple, but could be really powerful.
Potentially, yeah. A tool for mindset adjustment, accepting the ups and downs.
So, wrapping up this deep dive into Christiane Pearson's story, it's pretty clear one person can have a huge impact.
Absolutely. We've touched on community, the power of just being welcoming.
Finding deeper meaning, whether through meditation or even getting curious about something like numerology.
And ultimately, that resilience piece, finding the beauty and wisdom even when things are tough. The messy miracle.
And how connection with others supports all of that.
Right.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Maybe consider the Christiane in your own life.
Yeah. Who's that person for you? The one who brings people together, shares wisdom.
What could you maybe learn from their approach? And perhaps, take a moment with a challenge you're facing.
Try looking at it through that messy miracle lens.
Maybe even try the affirmation. Could give you a new way of seeing it.
Definitely food for thought.